brave. Welcome to the stream, guys. Tonight we're streaming Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. Supposedly an horror visual novel taking place into an aquarium. Well, I tried to read some reviews before playing it. I got it into a bundle I bought. Well, they're pretty mixed. Like, some people say, oh, it's really good, but then some people say, oh, it's really bad. So we're gonna give it a try and see how it is. It's kind of a semi-drunk stream because I have like 4 beers in and I'm still drinking, but let's go. Not even sure if it's voice, but it probably is. Achievement unlocked. Welcome to the Manten Aquarium. Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Manten Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays, she watched the jellyfish. Finally, she decided it was time to go home. Where is this? She had her doubts, but there should be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself that she had probably wandered off to a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she had heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean that it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Her curiosity peaked. She was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Just for a little bit. Curiosity killed the cat. She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep seas, from footballish and oarfish, pelican eels and parrot were swimming about. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over, wondering why this would be in a closed-off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep-sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in midair. The entirety of the room was the fish and the ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal. Wasn't there originally a deep-sea fish booth that was shut down? He suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tank, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. When she opened her eyes, the girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gotten home after all of that. Oops, accidentally went to the backlog. And apparently, I got an achievement for accidentally doing that. It said something I gotta confirm. But more importantly, he had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. He became aware of how hard it suddenly was to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen through her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but in the water, couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red color. He was convinced. On impulse, he threw open the window, leaned out, thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind floating in her room. He could only smell its milky, pleasant scent. Water. That moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For just a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of her apartment building. Her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body. It's red. Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. It's pretty fucked up. Drip, drip. The sound of falling drops. The moon was concealed behind the clouds and all of the lights in the town were covered in water. The sound of it, only thing left. He couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold. Merely that the humid air was encircling her. Oh, what's up, Harry? Supposedly it's like 10 hours or so. Maybe probably less. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. That single drop stopped it with both hands. The sound of that solitary red drop. Or at least, there's an urban legend that goes like that. Need more beers. Talking about Manten Aquarium again. That's your new thing, isn't it? While stuffing her lunch into her mouth, Tamagawa Himeno spoke, her eyes sparkling. I had no idea which point in the story got her so excited. That's right, isn't this the scariest part? Did the girl jump to her death, smiling, after coming back from Manten Aquarium? It's pretty bad. Yet you don't seem the least bit scared, Himeno. That's not true. I've got chills running down my spine. Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. And hey, that's my meatball, if you know what I mean. During a break in the conversation, Himeno stole the side dish from my boxed lunch. Same. This minced meat. This minced meat from growing calves and little piglets. It's the best. I feel like it's a little bit sadistic, maybe. Why do you have to put it like that? Yes. Why do you have to make me lose my appetite? I'll give you the rest of it. Wow. It's actually a mastermind. Bitch. Alright, I'll take it. Wow. Himeno takes the rest of the meatballs from my lunch with amazing rhythm. The reason that I, Nakanove Mayumi, lost my appetite wasn't because Himeno's story scared me. Manten Aquarium and I are connected in a way that I'd rather not think about. Of course, Himeno has no idea about that. If she knew, she'd never mention a Manten Aquarium around me again. At the same time, I've been afraid that this thing might cause Himeno to stop talking. Himeno's pretty much my only friend. It isn't that I haven't talked to anyone since entering junior high. It's just that the only person I can actually call a friend. Seriously, I think this whole Manten Aquarium rumor obsession is getting to be a bit much. Maybe. There's so many rumors though, that there's a man's ghost in the tanks, that the deep sea fish booth is only open on a full moon, that the water changes into blood, but that you can hear crying from behind the tank. That earlier one goes with this one also. No, that's fine. You don't need to say anymore. I say firmly, causing Himeno to make a sore face. Soon after, Himeno changes the subject, first to a TV drama that aired the night before, then to some cute fake nails with cats on them she found on a magazine. He then talks about a classmate who was dating a boy from a nearby private school, alighting on one subject before quickly changing. Holy shit, this is hard to keep up with. Normally, the subject of Manten Aquarium shouldn't have popped up again. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about earlier. What exactly are we getting back to? Manten Aquarium? I looked into it and this Sunday will be a full moon. Huh? That was all I could say. The rest of my words unable to come out. So we should go and see if the rumors are true or not. But I know you aren't interested in stuff like urban legends, Mayu. But next week we'll start preparing for the end of the semester and I won't be able to hang out with you. Lately we haven't gotten anywhere together, have we? If the full moon was next Sunday, I'm sure Himeno wouldn't have said anything. But I suspect, because it happens to be this Sunday and next week happens to be our exams, he's chosen Manten Aquarium. What a coincidence! I know that I'm not hiding my confusion or my hesitation very well. Even so, Himeno turns her carefree grin in my way. Since it's an aquarium, even if the rumors aren't true, we can still have fun, right? Well, that's true. Usually, anywhere I go with Himeno, I have fun. Whether or not we'd have fun was not what I was worried about. By the way, Mayu, in the east building of Manten Aquarium, they have a Häagen-Dazs. What's Häagen-Dazs? As in the eating restaurant? They had closed up at one point, but it looks like they are opening for a limited time. Really? Really? They have cookies and cream flavor you like too, Mayu? First I hesitated, but in the end, that settles it. And we'll go, as long as we definitely get some cookies and cream. Saying you have no money because you did too much shopping is out of the question. I know, after all I'm something of a glutton myself. Fine. In the end we settled on Manten Aquarium and ice cream for Sunday. I have already received my reward money from moving on the next raid. I don't need to worry about my allowance. Still, it's been 5 years. Something, Maya? No, nothing. I bite my tongue, covering the words that had carelessly spilled out. I'm looking forward to the aquarium. It's probably been about 10 years. I'm looking forward to the cookie cream. It's probably been about 10 years. That's not true. This will be the last time for sure. Said no protagonist ever. Actually, it's pretty interesting that, like, the main character has had an incident in the main place, like a nice change. But we'll see how they execute that, because it could be either a hit or a miss. That's not true. It's the truth. That's the only thing I'll eat there. Himeno goes, "You little," as she playfully stretches my cheeks. The end of lunch chime sounds. Himeno goes back to her own seat. If it's with Himeno, I'll be fine. That's what I told myself at. Oh boy, foreshadowing. Sunday is 3 days after that. The day I promised to go with Himeno to Manten Aquarium has arrived. We are to meet at noon at the Manten station. It's customary for me. I arrived 30 minutes early. Oh boy, I know that feel. Waiting for 30 fucking minutes for people to arrive. Like, no, that shouldn't happen ever. Leaning against the pillar, I do nothing but space out. Like, even if you got like internet data and you got games, nah. Waiting 30 minutes feels way longer when you arrive early. Tons of people pass before me. Manten is really crowded on days off. Even so, there aren't really that many families or groups of students. Everyone around me appearing, the adults. Because of that, I quickly begin to feel uneasy. Within this crowd, I am alone. Inexplicably, My head begins to hurt. I wonder if Himeno will be there soon. Okay, so I can say hello, settings back. Let's go. Oh, look at those legs, man. I muttered to myself. Look at my shoes. Deep blue sandal boots that were this year's newest product. When Mom and Dad and I had stopped off at a department store on Saturday, they bought them for me after coaxing my part. They were far from what you'd call high quality, but they were still a bit pricey on a junior high schooler's allowance. I'm not usually the type to beg, but I couldn't take my eyes off of these boots. Mom bought them with almost no resistance, saying, "You're going out of town, so you need to look your best." I like both for the form and the color. Found them a better fit for the summer season than anything. I take my cell phone out and check the time. There are still 15 minutes to go until we're to meet. Meno is always 3 minutes later than the time we established. I've got about another 20. I finished reading my paper back in the I have nothing to kill time with. Not like that. That's the most awful feeling in the world. Also, be right back quickly, gonna get my last beer. Okay, I'm back. I feel sad, like, I don't even want to open the beer. I don't want this to run out. And... I'm not sure. Okay. I'll move like the preview to the other screen to see if it's like freezing or something. Okay, I got this. There's nothing I can do about it, blah blah blah. Okay, I read this already. I'm always worrying about what will happen if I'm late though. I know that feel. Like, it's not even like, oh, I gotta be early. It's like, damn, what will happen if I was late? Hey, I feel identified. I feel you, Mayumi. It had actually been about a month and a half. Himeno and I had gone out. We always talked at school, but rarely spent time together afterwards. Hey, we have a new item on our inventory. I hope it's Mayumi. I like her. Anyone who saw us probably thought that we were opposites. Outings like this aside, I often spend my days off at home. When I was in elementary school, our family would go out often, but lately it's been limited to dining out on Saturdays. So when I'm asked to do When I'm asked what I do when I stay home, I usually just say I do nothing. Doing homework and watching TV is stuff that seems pretty common to me. On the other end of the spectrum, Himeno, who goes out regularly. I often hear stories of when she went to karaoke on weeknights, or about how she traveled out of town on Sunday. She's a member of an active sports group and often wants to hang out with them afterwards. Going out of town on the already limited days we have off tends to, even though it's a day to rest at all. Man, okay. I feel connected to Mayumi on another level. That's what happens to me. I don't feel like I rest if I go out on a day off. It's like, oh god, they run out so fast and I gotta work tomorrow. Like, yeah, it's one of my biggest dilemmas of going out on whether it be Saturday or Sundays. But I prefer going like out to drink with people on like Saturday. It's even better if it's on Friday because it's like, oh, just after work, then I sleep, then I go home, and then like 2 days off. But yeah, in other words, something like this difference between without much common ground between us, we became friends. Oh boy, here. Suddenly, the light fades from. It wasn't just that it had become dark, that I had this sensation of being unable to breathe. Rather than sweating it, I get a little mad. Sorry. Hearing my worthless protest, and I pulled her hand away. I get playing the "Who am I" game while covering someone's eyes. Covering up someone's mouth too was just like when I poof out my cheeks and object. Because you were staring in the face, my you. Instead of apologizing, I blew on the nape of my neck. Without thinking, I made a weird sound. First, I looked around 2 3 times. The pedestrians walking by seemed unperturbed and looked our way. The culprit who had surprised me moves in front of me before I realized it. You're mean, Himeno. But I gotta hear something good. No, you didn't. Moreover, you're... As I say that, I check the time on my smartphone. 3 minutes to noon, our agreed open meeting time. It's not time yet. How rare. That's rude, yes. I made you a weird noise again. I made you make a weird noise again. Saying that, Himeno opens and enters in small sweet gasping motions. Times like this, I know I had better change the subject or get messed with by Himeno again. Oh, by the way, did you buy a new one? Beer is nice, man. You mean my necktie? Yes, I did. I thought I should get one to match my shorts. Then I haven't hung out since around midterm, Mayu. If I buy something today, I'll be really out of money. What about the aquarium? You're still set on finding out about that or the urban lake? Of course, that's my number one goal. But as usual, I can count the things I want to do in just one hand. Okay, I get it. As long as I eat cookies and cream, that is absolute. I haven't forgotten. Anyway, Mayu, aren't your sandals new? Himeno says. She looked at my feet. Talking about 3 times as fast as she does it. Yeah, nice, aren't they? They're super cute. How cool. I want a pair too. Nope. And we'll be too similar. These are the only pair of sandals I have for the summer. Talking like this, it put me at. Unlike myself, who is childish, Himeno knows a lot about fashion and trends. Even here in Manten, it seems that she blends in. Most importantly, by being with Himeno and constantly chatting, I no longer feel lonely. Oh yeah, Himeno, why did you bring such a huge bag? I'm glad you asked. With that hee hee, Himeno opens the Boston bag she had let sink down from her shoulder. A variety of things come out, such as a flashlight, repellent, a simple blanket, first aid kit, matches, and snacks like chocolate and cookies. Damn, you really came prepared, like that's like camping night, the aquarium. Like that's just like something possible. What is all this? Himeno, where do you plan on going? Aren't the twitch developing in my face? Himeno thumbs her chest. Is the aquarium, but since we're investigating Neverlands, we should at least have some supplies. Rather than an investigation, the equipment she has reminds me more of going camping in the mountains. Yeah, exactly. Snacks and blanket aside, where in a city this size would we need insect repellent or a flash? I keep those feelings to myself and just smile. I let out a breath that is half exasperated, half amused. I don't get sick of being with him. Whether Himeno is aware of my exasperated gaze or not, starts to take something out, then quickly shoves it back in. He gives me a smile implying some secret. Ah, no, wait. It's too soon for you to see that. Ah, were you about to pull out? I'm not telling. Saying that, Himeno quickly closes the bag. The way I see it, it is a wonder she fit all the supplies she had out just a minute ago. I wonder where it's all being stored. Smells like dildo. Oh boy. Maybe it is, who knows? Like, she seems that kind of girl, to be honest. By the way, no club today? I ask with the underlying question of whether or not today is a day off for the club. And my question? Himeno averts her eyes. Nope. Probably. No club today. Really? Giving a brief answer, I start walking. Upon hearing her reply, I immediately understand it as, she skipped it again. but not wanting to ruin the merry mood, I merely quicken my pace. I'm not in any clubs, but even I know it's not good. Speaking honestly, I don't want her to show up for her club, as she seems to be respected even by students from other schools. Coming here together like this, equally guilty dog. Sounds like some kind of honor student or something. I get thinking, unusual stuff, so the conversation shifts to a ramen shop that catches my eye. Oh, Mai, do you wanna get lunch? Huh? You got that? Feeling as if she has seen through me, we head into a nearby coffee shop. It is, apparently, famous following its coverage in a magazine sandwich that was overflowing with vegetables. I say apparently because on the excitedly finding the restaurant, I'm gonna share this. Compared to a hamburger shop, this place is a bit intimidating and friendly to me. But since I'm with Himeno, it doesn't bother me. I read in one of the reviews that the start was actually pretty slow, and I'm starting to get that feel now. But to be honest, it happens with most visual novels, like Tsukihime flashbacks coming. What did it take like the actual plot to start? Was it like an hour or two? Solving the roast chicken sandwich with extra olives that I ordered into my mouth, the unease I have been feeling this. Contrast to my fervor, Himeno eats her avocado and shrimp sandwich in small bun. Well then, how about our plans for today? Himeno starts singing as soon as we have finished it. We'll start with the aquarium. No matter what, that's the main thing. So we'll look the old man's ghost and the closed-off deep-sea fish booth rumors. After that, we'll go to the shops and finally have some ice cream. I think it's better to get the cookies and cream first. Shame, you might not even get out of the crusting whatnot, like you might die. If you eat 2 times, you'll mess up your stomach. Get fat. You won't be able to wear a bathing suit. Aww, it's not fair for you to put it that way. It isn't fair. Is the exercise. It would be fun. One like me who doesn't exercise enough makes me stop and think. Amy said I wanted to go to the pool. It is all the more important. Okay, so stick with my plan. That was a delicious meal. Urged on by Himeno, I decide to leave the ice cream shop for another time. Talking about silly things together, we leave the station behind, as opposed to the station's excellent cooling system. The city streets have a peculiar humidity and heat to them that envelops our bodies. If you know what I mean. The beginning of July. Summer has only just begun, and I can already tell it's going to be a tough one. We weave our way through the crowds until we are 10 minutes away from the city, finally ending up in front of a skyscraper. The building is a symbol for the people of Manten, a combined facility for commerce, what you might call a fashion building in reference to the business it contains. Manten is a town known as a place people go for amusement. If you really want to have a good time, they have a movie theater, arcades, and several shops. So you need to have money. Money. Because of that, young men and women are more numerous than boys and girls. Good weather. This town of people older than us. Himeno scans the panels for each floor without fear, saying, the aquarium is? People are concerned around the panel, concentrated. Drunkenness is flowing right now. Of little help, Himeno and I trying to take up as little space as possible. I leave the search to her and gaze up at the building. I look up and up, but the top of the building is so far I think my neck will snap. Magnificent. This building was built not long after I was born. It had been finished before I could walk, but the first and only time I came here was in elementary school. The instant I think back on my first visit, head begins to pour. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, I have to try not to think about it. Those are things from long ago, the past. Things that are done and do nothing but pain that feels as if something is pressing. Finally hear Himeno calling me in a loud voice. The elevator's this way, come on! Pushed away my headache, stepped through the automatic door. Information at the entrance, placement of the crane game are exactly the same that day, giving me slightly
聞こえていますか私の声が青く透明な水の中嘆きの涙は泡になり気づかぬうちに消えてゆくなくした日々は宝物確かめることさえできずに馳せた想いは未来ふり海の中から願うだけまぶたの裏に焼き付いたあなたの影を追いかけてもう二度と何も失いたくないとねいつか私の嘆きは届くでしょう雫を数えて待っている
so there's actually a main character there. That's actually pretty nice. Also, like 45 minutes in, we got the opening. Not so bad. Like, it's not that slow. Also, we have reached our first bad ending, guys. We ran out of beers. Now, be right back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. And yeah, first but in not like this. Do you mind if we could get a supply of beers instead of a supply of water? Great. Okay. From the elevator landing, we need to head for the top floor of the separate Manten building. The elevator is the type that has a glass window, so you can see out. That is the only thing that's distracting me from it. A crowd of people get on with us, but almost all of them are gone by the time we reach the floor that connects the aquarium. They probably stop off the apparel or some restaurant. It isn't that we aren't interested, but Himeno recommends, if it's crowded now, come back to when it's less busy. That keeps us back, deciding to stick with the plans we made back at the. No, I wanted my cookies and cream and beer too. Why? Why does life have? Is life so hard? Stepping onto our floor, the atmosphere immediately switches to a lively one. The sounds of chatter are drowned out by the roar of a large fan. The lighting is dim and tinted slightly blue. The windows are also covered, giving the feeling that it has suddenly become. This is an aquarium. It makes sense that the concept is based around the ocean. Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Like we've dived into deep sea. That's what I thought too. Instead of being targeted at families, lately it seems more like a date spot for adults. If you know what I mean. Or at least that's what the magazine said. But it's true. Himeno, how do you know about this? How do you know it's true? Even though this is my second time coming here, it feels like the first time. To the entrance is the souvenir shop, so it lacks the usual boisterous voices. It appears to be a place that can be reached both from the inside and outside. It doesn't seem to get many customers. Just as Himeno had said, the aquarium seems to target adults. An atmosphere like that, and Himeno looks nervous. Hey, Mayu. What's up? I forgot to tell you one important thing. Himeno makes a mysterious face and brings her mouth up to my ear. What? Did you drop your wallet or something? No, that's not it. This is something that I heard that's a bit of an urban legend, but they say the amount of people going missing is on the rise. There's a rumor that this month alone, the number missing is well into the double digits. Huh? We have this conversation in front of the metal rack that holds the map of the aquarium. Aside from the map, there is a guide to Manten's building, information about affiliated hotels. During that time, we hear the sound of the elevator opening and closing, but do not see the people going into the aquarium. Manten used to be a shopping district, right? That seems to be why. Even if there were a lot of runaways, the media wouldn't pay much attention. But mostly many of the missing persons had stopped off at Manten Aquarium. That rumor, who did you hear it from? Who, indeed? No one in particular. You know how rumors spread. At Himeno's words, I feel a cold shiver along my spine. Regardless of how credible the rumor is, a sense of dread shoots through me. Considering my past, it's natural that I would feel connected in persons in my age range. especially if they are runaways. If that is the case, it would send chills along the back of my neck. Why on earth? You could have told me for this. Well, I thought that you heard about Maya. You might not have wanted to come. Oh, so you're forgetting to tell me what's a lie then, you little. I had intended to protest firmly, but it still ended rather anticlimactically. Ghosts exist. They still may be unable to come back, but that doesn't mean I'm interested in visiting places where they are. This is proof that Himeno has her own stress. Yet it's still... Sorry, I don't. Yet it still makes me feel even more worried. This rumor has continuation. Specifically, people who saw the deep sea fish good never came home. Himeno relays those two pieces of information that frighten me with us. The rumor itself aside, he wanted to pass over the question of why people were able to see the glow stuff deep sea fish good in the first place, not wanting to discuss it at all. Wait a minute. Something else is tied to that fear. Something about the aquarium, the missing persons who didn't come home. That was essentially, oh boy, foreshadowing. Are you okay, Mayu? Sorry, I guess I scared you a bit too much. This story is pretty exaggerated. Don't worry about it. I heard it's a fun aquarium. I think we should take those stories with a grain of salt, right? So her kindness is misdirected. It's kindness, just as having involuntarily sat down, I take the hand Himeno extends to me. I slowly rise to my feet. I respond, yeah, you're right. To think that I would hear of a connection to my precious memory in a place. It's strange. After 5 years, the memories should have faded. I tell myself this, then let out a smooth sigh. Himeno is actually showing concern, so I sit down on a bench in the rest area next to the souvenir shop. Himeno even brings me a can of cocoa. As I'm drinking it, she buys our ticket. With her doing all of this, I had to go with her. Are you okay? Not that I'm thinking tough slide. This canned cocoa is a little weak. It's proof that I'm cooling down. I'm starting to feel better. A male voice calls out to me. While holding my half-finished cocoa, I turn in the direction the voice came from. Rather than the boy's voice I expect, it belongs to an adult. I respond to him. I'm okay, so... Oof, no need to be vigilant. Oh boy, lead music. He's wearing a gray knit top and a brown running shirt. He's tall, even for a guy, so I have to look up at him. His build is almost all muscle. My shoulders shuddered a bit in surprise. He appears well over the age of 20, so I can think of a reason he would want to talk to us. Oh boy. Whether he realizes I'm looking up at him or not, he plunks down right next to me. Even after he sits down, we aren't sitting at the same height. Pretending to fix my posture, I move away from him a little. Are you not feeling well? Okay, we're gonna start saving now. So, I'm fine, really. I'm fine. Thanks to my nerves and my wariness, I end up speaking naturally fast. Moreover, if he really is a kind person, I might end up abusing his good intent. How cold. It figures. I say again without thinking, without my knowing that he's so happy about it. The man's mouth loosens to a grin. You're pretty clever. I give up. You know, I sure see I'm worried about you. Your face is pale and all. That's his kind of words taken me by surprise. I inadvertently avert my eyes. For some reason, I become embarrassed and begin tapping my finger on. Wow. Well, that aside, since you came to have fun, let me show you around. We are really just. Yeah. The words come out so naturally that they surprise even me. I have now become a complete idiot. My eyes. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with it. This area, that is. Hey, what are you doing? Himeno! I gasp and look up. Himeno is there carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks pooped out, Himeno glares at them with narrowed eyes. I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers. No, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. This girl just looked unwell, it's all. Mayu, what happened? Yeah. Okay. I think it was you call hitting on someone. Was it hitting on someone? But do we just play silent? We're going for the first one. I think it was what you'd call hitting on someone. Yeah. You're the worst! Himeno pulls my arm with a jerk, pulling me backward. She inserts herself between the man and I. Hey, miss. No matters, facing the message. On hearing her say Mr. and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic bag hanging from his. I must have forgotten to take this. Man, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. Then is that his intern or something? He slapped his knees and raises the. He probably played some kind of sport or something. Because the movement as his hands looks so effortless. I'm Hiyoshi again. I work part-time at the shop downstairs. With this entry card I can get into Manten Aquarium at the discount. Is it company employee discount? Something like that. I'm not exactly a company employee, but I get in half off anyway, so I come here often. Really? That's quite unexpected for you, mister. You become older, you'll crave this soothing. I feel identified with that. When you start working, discounts are the shit. You always look for discounts. And extra stuff, like if you pay the same price and then you get extra, it's like, oh damn. And I'm not old enough to be a mister. Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be a mister. Yoshi-san grimaces angrily, then sniffs in a self-deprecating manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude. But he may only set the impression was pretty close. With the aquarium as a shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude towards Hiyoshi-san softened. As proof, Himeno talks with Hiyoshi-san about the shops in. I don't really know about the brands, so I sip my remaining cocoa and listen from the outside. My iced cocoa had become lukewarm cocoa. Well, mister, are you also well versed in urban legends? On hearing Himeno's question, my head pops in surprise. The corners of Hiyoshi-san's mouth grinned. That's rather unexpected for you. So you're interested in such things? Of course I am. You're only young ones. So you have to satisfy your curiosity. We're looking into the closed down deep sea food. There's a rumor that it's open on the day of the full moon. Do you know anything about it? Yoshi-san places his hands on his chin and looks down, grunting loudly. Glances at me, looks over at the entrance, then finally to Himeno. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, since I'm a regular here, I often hear rumors like there are spirits floating in things, or every time a person dies, the jellyfish increases by one. So on. Himeno-chan, the story you mentioned shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumors. But stop dancing around it. Just tell me. Previously, I knew someone who went looking. He's just as you girls are doing now. Himeno-chan. He went missing soon after. Without thinking about it, I joined their conversation. Someone has gone missing here at Manten Aquarium. Was for me as well. Is that for you? I glanced back in surprise. Himeno is still looking at me with doubt in her eyes. Yoshi-san listens to what Himeno said, and with a playful smile, he responds, "Just kidding, it's a lie." I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he muttered, curiosity has been. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance missing date. That's right! But if that's the case, then this really might interest me. I thought from the beginning that it would be better just to give up. No way, I already bought the tickets anyway. Mena's face shows that she's enjoying herself. She takes my arm to gently pulse it to her. This was the signal that she was ready to go. In my mind, I prayed that nothing would happen. Well then, when I walk around with me, Yoshi-san calls out to Himeno who has said, "Later." But it's me rather than Himeno who hears Siemens around first. I make eye contact with Yoshi-san and say, "No, I think we're taking him. He seems to be knowledgeable, like what happened in the aquarium, so let's go. Just like a safeguard or whatever." That's fine. Oh, surprising how quick you got into a good mood. Yoshi-san snaps his fingers and rushes to our side. "Out! Out!" He says this. Himeno steps in front of me, big X marked with both hands. Mayu, don't be tricked by an old guy like him. He uses kind words to get close to you, but he's thinking weird things inside his mind. Himeno-chan, that's not it all. What do you mean by weird things? No? Well, he seems experienced. Hiyashi-san narrows his eyes and grins widely. He glosses over my question and asks, "What?" "Himeno-chan." For some reason, Himeno's face goes red, grabs me tightly by the wrist. "Sexual harassment! Definitely sexual harassment, mister!" Without giving Hiyashi-san a second look, Himeno drags me to the gate. Hiyashi-san smiles and shrugs his shoulders. The aquarium entrance is dark. Be in front of us until we are inside. Feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy causing me to rump my arm. Naturally, there is no mark indicating something has touched me. Called back by Himeno's, "Hey, let's go!" I pass my ticket through the machine. Man, it figures the whole if you come on the day of a full moon, all the water will change into blood thingies alive. The water is normal. Of course it is. Yes. Right away, Himeno says so regretfully. Even so, she's still unable to hold back her excitement having come to the aquarium. Her steps are fittingly light. As we come out of the gate, there are several small tanks nearby. Manten Aquarium's first and most celebrated exhibit is the one displaying fish native to Tokyo Bay. There are 4 tanks in this corner, from left to right, each one showing the environment, the river flowing into Tokyo Bay, brackish waters, those, and open water come one right after the other. Himeno giggles as rockfish, porgy, and other fish we recognize from the supermarket were also there. This booth also showcases environmental problems in order to prompt consciousness issues, causing a tightening in the chest. Water pollution is a serious problem. Tomorrow, I think, try asking Mom to use a little less detergent. Suddenly it's gone like Himeno's reaction is the polar opposite of mine. Even as I'm reading the panels, she's uninterested in the display. Just like that, I read every last panel. Himeno has long since stopped watching me, crossing her arms and puffing out her cheeks. Thanks for waiting, Himeno. Yes, you're too serious, Maya. If you act like that the whole time, the day will be over. That close. It'll be fine. This area isn't that big. It's not like I'm going to read everything. As soon as she hears what I said, an expression of dissatisfaction appears on his face. Well, let's head to the next area. Next, the tunnel tank. There might be ghosts, or maybe that'll be with the human-like fish. Yes, come on. Already? Let me check the backlog. Come on already. Yeah, I knew it. Even saying something like that, when entering the aquarium I had begun to enjoy myself. Carefully calling out to Himeno. My previous unease has disappeared, leaving me ready to move forward with a light step. Easy. Really amazing and pretty. With no door in this booth, the next, passing beside this tank, took us to the next one, where larger breeds of fish swim about. This is no ordinary tank, but rather a giant tube-like tunnel, with the left and right sides connected above our heads in an arc. As we walk through the tunnel, we're able to watch the fish moving about in 3 dimensions. We bring our faces close as we can to the glass, giving the illusion that we're in the ocean. Just watching the mantas, the rays, various types of sharks, and the sea turtles can be intoxicating for us humans. When I was a child, I thought the ceiling might crack, but now I pass that feeling up, leaving only the throbbing of my heart. The water is a giant bundle of blue, various colors within shooting every which way. Being able to see how big they are up close, separated by the mere centimeters of glass, is so impressive. It gives me the greatest realization of our shared existence. Here, Himeno's pace slows and she takes her steps one by one. Hey, Mayu, look at those huge fangs! No, that fish is cute too. What? This stingray's face is creepy. Really? I think it's cute. Ah, Amanda, it's huge! That little one over there looks yummy. Talking as the words come to us, our conversation seems out of sync. Our feelings of being touched, however, are the same. Himeno's enjoyment is obvious. Being surrounded by the water and the fishes we feel as though we're freed from any sense of time. Wanna see something huge, huh? Mayu, doesn't this raised face look human? Maybe so. It does! The mystery of the human-faced fish is solved. Naturally. Well, if you're okay with it, then so am I. Thus, we learned the true nature of one of the urban legends. I was fine either way, but for Himeno this way is probably the best. So from Himeno's enthusiastic stance, even as she watches the fish, she probably realizes just how implausible it all is. Rather than get tired of it though, I'm having fun. We move leisurely through the tunnel, coming to a stop at this. Up to this point, the only big things have caught our eyes, but on closer inspection of the tank, there's also sand piled up to our knees, with shrimp, shellfish, goldfish, and other such creatures dwelling there. Compared to the manta rays, the small shrimp, which can't even be considered child-sized, so cute and innocent as they swim about, breaking through the sand. Hey, look, Himeno. It's tiny! As I expected, Himeno has followed the human face trade, and seeing my fingertips speaks in playful tone. And sensing murmurs from Himeno punking the glass, Ray gigs at the sand and plays deeper into the tank. Oh, okay. Man, it's gone now. As I said this to Himeno, I smile at Moshim. Himeno does the same, smiling widely. For long, the two of us are looking up at the ceiling, toying with the question of how high it is. And looking up, we can only see the fish swimming, never the ceiling itself. Looking up from the bottom of the sea, one would normally see the rays of the sun piercing the water, but looking up here was the opposite, with the bottom of the sea seeming to continue forever. You know, this aquarium stuff and whatnot reminds me I still need to play Ever 70, yeah, the name. It's because I always get confused because it's like Remember 11, Ever 7 and Ever 17. But yeah, I need to play Ever 17, probably make a playthrough of it. I also need to continue Rewind and whatnot. So many visual novels. It could have been the reflection of the light, or the ceiling really might have been too high. I realize I can't be sure. My eyes settle on a small but characteristically long-nosed shark swimming past. Sharks? Sharks? That's a ray, isn't it? You just saw it from behind early. As soon as I mutter that, Himeno responds. True that although I'm interested in this type, Himeno has fixated on the human face tray. Oh boy, here we go. Huh? What's up? Himeno asks, but I falter. This conversation gives me a sense of what you might call deja vu. How strange. I felt as if I have had this conversation before. At that moment, my vision is tied to ultramarine. Oh boy. Huh? It was no longer Himeno in front of me, but someone else that had caught my attention. This can't be real. Hey, Mayu! The ultramarine color unchanged. Within it, a face like mine passes before me. A face like mine from 5 years ago. Wearing an ultramarine overcoat that merges with the color of my vision. The girl turns to me and seems to be giving me a gentle smile. Mayu, wait! Without hearing Himeno calling me back, I start running. We haven't finished looking at everything in the tube tunnel, but there's something more important right in front of me. Long hair that looks almost transparent, a thick blue coat, cute boots with fur on them. There was no way I could forget that outfit. That's because it was the outfit my little sister, Nakanove Mari, wore when she went missing here 5 years. The girl quickens her face, playing with me, and disappears out on the other side of the tunnel. There are hardly any people there, but I lose sight of her between the shadows of the tank and the car. Really? How? Why? Hey Mayu, wait! Breathlessly, Himeko chases after me. I say, sorry. I break away from her, searching for the vision of Mary. I come out of the tunnel, I survey the area, spotting a winter skirt nearby. I chase after that swaying form. Behind me, hear the intensity of Himeno's rushing step quicken my pace. Yeah! Having fallen into a trance, I realize what's going on. Slam into someone and pull on my backside. The girl clicks her tongue as she picks up what she had dropped. I start to say, "Excuse me," to her, she's already moving fast, running off somewhere. Because of that brief incident, I'm unable to find my way. Anyway, I feel bad about the person I run into. Causing me to feel flustered. In that exchange, I lose sight of both that long hair and that long skirt. You were going this way, right? Not sure myself where I'm running to, but I think you can say I'm definitely running with all my heart. I pass between more tanks that I can remember, but I don't pay them one bit. I just continue following Mary's back, running. Mary's just as bashful as she was on the day she returned. Mayu, get a hold of yourself! Those few words in my to be more accurate, she was ended by Himeno herself, who had grabbed my You suddenly took off. You wouldn't turn around no matter how many times I called you. Even when you dropped something, you had no idea. What happened all of a sudden? Wait, Himeno. Go after Mary. I'll explain everything. Hold it! Oh my god, are we going Phoenix right now? Hold it! Objection! Take that! I look back at Himeno, hearing her extremely hard voice. I see tears forming in Himeno's eyes, turn my whole body to face. I stand in silence like for a second. If I told Himeno about Mary, I'm sure she will regret bringing me to Manten Aquarium. Will she follow me? Had to. Now give me a sec. I'm gonna yeah, I need a bathroom break real fast. So be right back quickly. Okay, I'm back. I want more beer. Why? What does beer have to be? I stand in silence like several seconds. I told Himeno about Mari, I'm sure she would regret being foreign. When she followed me, she had to have seen me. It's natural that she would have some misgivings about me chasing total strangers. She doesn't know Mary. Even so, I'm not sure. I apologize now and play dumb. You can probably go back to playfully aquarium for information. That is not true. It isn't the similarities that are the problem. Ah, it isn't the similarities that are the problem. Grace here just had been. No way I can go home taking her with me. Mayu, tell me what's going on. Who is Mary? Why do you keep running off without saying anything? Tears are pouring out of Himeno's eyes. I don't understand why, but still, my little sister, she was here. Little, the girl I was chasing, my little sister, she disappeared 5 years ago at this aquarium. Looking at Himeno's tear-stained face, I no longer feel like hiding anything. Perhaps in the depth of my consciousness, I'm hoping for Himeno will become satisfied and say she wants to look for me. I'll explain more today. On top of that, when I look back once more, Himeno squeezes my hand and pulls me back. As they gentlest, but the strength of my hand. There's head to the side. Do you mean you were chasing? I told you, the little girl that was in front of me. We're in the ultramarine cold and pods, remember? That was Mary, exactly how she looked long ago. Mayu, snap out of it! It isn't simply a loud voice, but one weighed down with crazy sadness. Definitely gets through me, but that doesn't mean it will stop me. Because without a doubt, I was right. Mary had been right before my eyes, so I had to chase. Let's just say that, even if this Mary girl is here, she would have grown in 5 years and her clothes wouldn't be the same. It's summer, she wouldn't be wearing a coat. Moreover, she was here, I saw her. No, Mayu, no. You weren't anyone. You just took off running, leaving me behind, okay? Could you just calm down for a bit? Our tickets will get us back in. So how about some wider area? I think you're tired. You were a little shaky earlier. Anna seems pretty frantic. I know she's lying just to persuade me. There is no way that seeing Mary there was a lie. That's why I started speaking without really knowing what I want to say. Are you okay? Wiping away her tears, Himeno smiled at me. Surely she has plenty of strong feelings about this whole thing. I'm sure she has loads to say about me keeping the Mary thing and my reason for resisting visiting Manten Aquarium quiet. Even so, as though Himeno has something or even so, it seems as though Himeno has accepted. Just smiles and lets it go. Probably right. Surely, we're by the end. We'll know if Mary comes out. Mayu, that's good. Right. I smell like you. Let's go have some cocoa and you can tell me everything. He smiles. Himeno once again takes my hand to her soft palm. Oh, that's right. You dropped this. You gotta be more careful. With the hand that isn't holding my own, she has something. The keychain. The blue droplet shape is inlaid with stardust and also holds a starfish on. It isn't exactly rare, being a giveaway item. But why did Himeno have it? Only questions arise in my mind. Why, when that keychain was... I'm thinking about it, takes instinctively shake off Himeno's hand. Hey, what are you doing? I picked it up for you and all. Himeno's voice is like an arrow, piercing through me, the pain in my chest, nothing more than discomfort. What is Himeno saying? That isn't so I can't possibly have dropped. Now I can't look at Himeno's face. Liar. Liar. That's mine. It isn't something I dropped. It was Mary's. Mary dropped it. That can't be. I'm not lying. Really? There was no Mary chance, so she couldn't have dropped the keychain. Neko was becoming gruff. He continued. Really? And you who's lying? No one else is here. That's Himeno, you dummy. Saying only that, I turned my back on Himeno. When I glance back, Himeno's expression is getting farther away. He was there. He had definitely been there. Because the keychain Himeno had, it belonged to Mary. There was no way I could forget. It was just before Mary went missing. For the two of you, just this once. Saying that, Mom handed us each 100 yen. That day was a cold winter day. At the Manten Aquarium souvenir area, the smell of construction lingered faintly in the air. There were manta and penguin stuffed animals, stationery with the logo on it, and various souvenirs. At the entrance to that souvenir stand, there were the gacha machines containing that key. Alright, later Heavy, thanks for coming, good night. I don't remember all the various types, but Star's End was packed in the plastic drops, and the charms were all modeled after fish at the aquarium. It was fairly typical for a gacha, but at that time it seemed very enticing. It was the same for Mary. We gazed into the gacha machine. Mary was the one who would usually beg our parents at the point, but neither of us had bought a souvenir and both of us said we wanted the keychains. Since Mom couldn't be completely broken, he emphasized the one time only bit. Yay! Mary held out both hands with the key, but I probably just smiled. I remember that inside, I was just happy. As to which of us went first, it was of course the more assertive Mary. She was always like this, fearful and inquisitive child. How cute, Mr. Star! Mary got a starfish charm keychain. At this point, Mary still didn't know the difference between starfish and star. I was next to get one. It was a pink rock with a jellyfish charm. A jellyfish. That's the one I wanted the most. Mary pointed at the index finger at her tiny hand, claiming in a loud voice. Mary was just learning how to use first person when she mentioned herself. Instead of a normal I or me, she read it slowly. Hey, big sister, trade me? No way, I want this one. Ooh, are we Maria from Yumineko? Sushiburi. Naturally, as I had already fallen in love with that design, I obstinately turned her down. Wait, she said, ooh. It's called Maria? Is this a new Mineko reference? Is this a fucking Umineko reference? Oh god. Naturally, as Sarah had already fallen in love with that design, I obstinately turned her down. I'm begging my mother for one more time. My mother, who had warned us earlier, held her purse strings tight, leaving Mary to solve. Fine, Baka-one-chan. Without listening to my mother's admonishments, she ran off. Talking after being called stupid, I naturally didn't chase her right away. My mother, being optimistic about the aquarium's small size, also waited a while to go looking for Mary. Baka-one-chan, baka. Now, I'm left with the regret. Only I had gone after her soon. I traded her. So was left with only case I could ever trade with Mary again. I'd stubbornly carried around that with a droplet jellyfish arm. I rummaged back to the kitchen. I, at a time like this, had forgotten the keychain wasn't in the bathroom. I naturally stepped out of my body. After all, I'd lost sight of my grade from building maps. I can do a moment, pungent aroma floats by and causes speaking surprise. Unable to bear the irritating stench, I pinch my nose. Still, pinch seems to twist in my nose, made of the smell of sewage, so for gaining steam vinegar. Wish! As soon as I the smell, something soft along the bottom of my foot. As I hesitantly looked down, I realized the true identity of the putrid odor. Oh God, it's carbs. I'm not sure what type, but it's my arm span. The body is slowly decaying and hasn't retained its original form, yet by its bulging, round eyes and slightly extended tail fin, I can just barely tell it was a fish. I couldn't tell right away, but it has a silhouette similar to a pirarucu. I feel like I've seen those eerie glaring eyes characteristic of a freshwater fish. Still, I move my foot slowly and a small fragment of the corpse sticks to the bottom of my shoes, the underside of which I notice something wriggling desperately. The slight sound of flapping wings departs from beside my ear. I understand that the wriggling thing is an ah! Shaking feels run up my spine as if someone had pressed eyes to it. I take a step back and drop my cell phone. The phone reacts with the backlight and LCD screen coming on, illuminating the dead body. The syrupy dead body absorbs the light, the wing tinsel that flees to bite it. There is also a meandering white nematode that seems not to notice. Backlight soon disappears, leaving its stench amidst darkness. The shadows of those hideous insects are scorched into my retina, and they sway like the light of a heat haze in the darkness. Something was creeping out from the pit of my stomach. I will endure it. I immediately shut my mouth, enduring what had come up. Intermingled acidic tastes of the vomit that had come up and the scent of stomach acid lingering in my nostrils mixed with saliva and caused my ass to water in pain. Why was it so painful? I can't figure out the answer to my doubts. Not at all. I cover my eyes with both hands. I couldn't have made it if I didn't. But shutting out my vision leaves my sense of smell, causing the smell of rotten water and the stench of the dead body to become more intense. I uncover my eyes. No. What is this? Place for the customer. Is it really alright for this? On top of that, I was in the middle of chasing Mary, wasn't I? That isn't the problem. You know that there is a place like in the middle of the aquarium. I have to get out of here. The stench is so overpowering it's as if I can say it. I want to get out here quickly, satisfying myself with the argument that it's garbage dump or something, that if I only get away, it'll be fine. At any rate, I can go back the way I came. No, that's not. I might run into Himeno at this moment. I don't want to see her face. It's just a bit darkness. I search for a way out. Here, are broken. The little remaining water stinks. Bodies of human things having tumbled out here. I think about how happy I am that I can. Even so, find the exit, I'll have to look around. Most have begun to go numb. Thanks that I'm somehow able to retain my sanity. For long, find that deep emergency light on behind one of the things and head towards it where the last hope. I feel squishing several times beneath my feet, but I try to ignore it and move on. I move towards the emergency light from a plane. Get used to the scattered shards of rotting corpses just, just before I reach the door. The day from my is asking hard, different before, wondering what I had to really look down. No, yet this is all the blood has stopped flowing through me, that my heart has stopped. I don't think I care. 2 eyes, a nose with a boundary, and a mouth. Altogether, it is a human face. Speaking accurately, head rather than a face. Deadly lifeless and rolls away with a flopping sound when my feet touches it. In the state the head is in, I begin to feel ill again despite having finally come down from the floor. Of the white cranium, the only forehead area seems to be exposed. Human has only just begun to decay. No, Charlie, there's no way a human head should be rolling around here. It's my imagination, but it has to be a model. I haven't yet looked into the direction it was rolling. I see myself that it is a human head, really is different, though there was no satisfying myself. I place my hands on the door in an attempt to escape, unable to control my shaking hands. It takes 3 tries before I can open the door. A heavy fire door that is usually open. This is time to sleep. I'm actually almost falling asleep. So we'll end the stream here for now, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. So I expect you the next time. I'm actually gonna do like a long playthrough about this. So I'm gonna finish this before like continuing Red Haze and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably continue Red Haze. Like we'll continue YS. We'll also like so yeah. and we'll also like start playing Toho Puppet Dance Performance, Toho Wars. And so thanks for coming, guys. Catch you all later. We're gonna continue this novel probably tomorrow, maybe not. It depends on how tired I am when I get home. Good night to all. See you, and that's it. Night to all.